One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. I've only had two rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you ever get that feeling of accomplishing something. I'm too drunk to taste this chicken. The easy way is efficacious and speedy, the hard way arduous and long. But, as the clock ticks, the easy way becomes harder, and the hard way becomes easier. And as the calendar records the years, it becomes increasingly evident that the easy way rests hazardously upon shifting sands, whereas the hard. I was 66 years old. I still had to make a living. I looked at my Social Security check of $105 and decided to use that to try to franchise my chicken recipe. Folks had always liked my chicken. I just say the moral out of my life is don't quit at age 65. May your boat hasn't come in yet. Mine hadn't. I think a dream is just a suggestion to start something out, do something. There's no reason to be the richest man in the cemetery. You can't do any business from there. Feed the poor and get rich, or feed the rich and get poor. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. No hours, nor amount of labor, nor amount of money would deter me from giving the best that there was in me. Work is the basis of living. I'll never retire. A man'll rust out quicker than he'll wear out. There's something inside of me that makes me want to help people, especially people who are having difficulty of some kind. People are just like farm equipment. They rust out quicker than they wear out. My life isn't over, and I'm not going to sit in a rocking chair and take money from the government. Hard work beats all the tonics and vitamins in the world. You got to like your work. You have got to like what you are doing. You have got to be doing something worthwhile, so you can like it because it is worthwhile. That it makes a difference, don't you see? I made a resolve then that I was going to amount to something if I could, and no hours, nor amount of labor, nor amount of money would deter me from giving the best that there was in me. And I have done that ever since, and I win by it, I know. A lot of learned men think people really are the food they've eaten. Don't be against things so much as for things. The food I've liked in my time is American country cookin'. I'm not too proud of having my name associated with some of my restaurants. I've read hundreds of cookbooks. Most of those cookbooks don't even tell you how to get a steak ready, how to bake biscuits, or an apple pie. To me, my recipes are priceless. Scientists are a bunch of romantics. I've read hundreds of cookbooks. For my money, they are the bird. In 1968, Liberty magazine had an article about George Wallace in which he stated he would suggest me as a possible vice presidential candidate, along with other choices such as Happy Chandler and General Curtis LeMay. However, I am not interested in any political office in the United States I always hired widows with children because they had to work and didn't have any foolishness about them. My life is devoted to business and supporting my family. It came to me that the one thing I could do was cook, and I figured I couldn't do any worse than the people running these places around town. I could see it wasn't going to be easy. I couldn't give a franchise to any old greasy spoon, and I knew the chicken had to be cooked the way I told them to cook it if it was going to be as popular as it could be.